here for life.
In the Impact segment tonight, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, anti-government patriot groups on the American radical right reached an all-time high in 2012, and the movement is becoming increasingly militant. But a closer look at the group's research suggests that their report should be taken with a grain of salt. Joining me now from San Diego to explain it is Bob Hamer. He's a former FBI agent and author of the book, The Last Undercover. And with me here in Washington, Bob Dane, a spokesman for the Federation of American Immigration Reform, which was named a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. First of all, Mr. Dane, I've known you for quite a long time, and I know that you're not a hateful person, and yet you're branded a hater by the Southern Poverty Law Center, which I think has the imprimatur of being a legitimate organization that safeguards civil rights. So what did you all do wrong?
Absolutely nothing. Look, the Southern Poverty Law Center masquerades as a civil rights group. And they're really a far-left political attack machine. They would label a ham and cheese sandwich as an extremist threat if it helped juice their fundraising. And fundraising is the name of the game, and they're very, very effective at it. Look, some of the older viewers may remember the era of McCarthy, when one man with no checks and balances labeled groups and individuals as communists. You know, some were, most weren't. But now, this is not just one man. This is one group, a well-funded operation that acts as judge and jury, and they impose a sentence. And the sentence is this, that you are to be barred from the...
Intimidate you.
You are to be barred from the public policy process.
You are not to be able to
if we disagree with you
so,
politically.
In other words, if you believe in border enforcement, you're against amnesty, you're a traditional Catholic, you might be of another Christian denomination, and your traditional views, limited government, part of a Tea Party organization, which brings me to you, Mr. Hamer. This seems to be a rank effort to shut down debate in the United States and to dominate political discourse and demonize good people who just happen to have a different point of view. What have you found in your examination of the Southern Poverty Law Center?
Well, I haven't specifically looked at that organization, although I'm familiar with it, but I've seen real hatred in my 26 years as an FBI agent. As you recall, Laura, I infiltrated NAMBLA. Now, here's an organization that one of its members killed a 10-year-old boy. Several of its members actually paid me with the idea of having anal sex with 11-year-old boys. This is hate. I've seen the Aryan Brotherhood. I worked with them when they were hired by the mob to do their extortion work. I worked black street gangs. So I've seen real violence, and to try to...
So you've seen it. That's the point. And from what you're hearing, a border enforcement group, other groups like the Family Research Council that obviously believes in traditional marriage, believes in strengthening families, those are not the types of hate groups that are traditionally branded as such and capable of heinous acts.
No, it's not. They're not hate groups. They are passionate about defending their positions, all of which are legal. There was more emphasis placed on yes, but there's more emphasis in terms of criminality with the Occupy Wall Street than there was with the Tea Party movement.
Yeah, they trashed
I don't
property.
see the Tea Party.
Yeah, rape going on inside the Occupy camps. They had theft. They had burglary, violent stuff. And you notice how that really wasn't the source of much investigation.
Any violent organization ought to be condemned. But what makes the Southern Poverty Law Center's practices so odious is that they will take a legitimate organization like FAIR. I mean, we've been advocating the mainstream public interest on immigration reform for 30 years, Family Research Council. They'll take two groups like that with whom they disagree with politically and then lump them together with truly despicable groups like Aryans and Aryan Nation and skinheads.
Try to shut down your funding. Are they not trying to shut down your funding and run you out of business? That's what they want, because they do not want to debate you on the issues. That's my view.
Look, you know, they have an agenda. One is to stir the pot to create their own fundraising, and B, to shut down the debate. To the extent that they have affected FAIR or any of the groups, you know, we roll with the punches.
It's Orwellian. And you think of the hate that is routinely directed toward Catholics and other organizations because they happen to believe in a traditional outlook. Somehow they're haters, they're terrible people, they shouldn't be allowed allowed to have a presence in any type of after-school activity. These are horrible people. And
you know, make no mistake, there's a legal definition for what a hate crime is, but a hate group is a concoction and invention of the politically left Southern Poverty Law Center.
they don't want to debate. That's my number one.
Shut down the debate.
Yeah, I will maintain that till my last day. They do not want to talk. They don't want to debate. Gentlemen, thanks so much. And directly